Until I saw Biggie smile, like hard nigga, Brooklyn nigga, dude. He shot you. Like, yeah, nigga, get it. And nigga was like smiling about like oh yo. It made you realize like, oh, he's enjoying his life, man.
Do you have any memories of Biggie?
I only met him once.
Tell us about that.
Well, you know, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks to our brothers, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group. You know, Puff signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Wow! Like, damn. I'm glad I didn't. You know, like you keep that. I never saw Biggie smile until after he died.
Rapper Earl Simmons, widely known by his stage name DMX, passed away in April 2021 in White Plains Hospital in White Plains, New York, a week after having a heart attack. However, not before exposing Diddy for the terrible man that he is and how poorly he treated the late Biggie Smalls. DMX's career spanned over 2 decades and was dogged by legal issues, tabloid coverage, and battles with drug addiction. A tremendous artist with a style of emotional urgency and a cultural impact that went far beyond his core audience, he was also one of the most popular hardcore rappers to ever break through on a mainstream platform. Due to the confession that the hypnotized hitmaker revealed to him, X opened up about meeting Biggie in one of his earlier interviews, a meeting that he remembered with sadness. Want to learn more? Stay put because we're just getting started.
It was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Like, damn.
Midway through the 1990s, hip-hop began to become a commercialized global phenomenon. DMX's entry offered a gritty counter-narrative to the glossy big-budget sheen of the era's most popular rap. In addition, he revived the Def Jam record label, unwittingly served as Jay-Z's guide to his own commercial success, and established himself as a compelling movie star in films like Belly, Romeo Must Die, and Exit Wounds. But DMX is best known for his riveting music these days, which matched his strong machismo with an emotional authenticity that resonated all across the world. In addition, Biggie revealed to him a secret concerning Puff Daddy's sexual assault on him while he was not yet Diddy or Love. The rapper recalled his days as an unsigned artist in an interview before the release of his 2012 album Undisputed and related a tale about almost landing a record deal with Bad Boy but being passed over in favor of the Lox. You know, the Lox got signed before I did. They were a safer group, said DMX. Puff signed them, and you know it was a blessing and a curse because they were happy they got signed and they were on the Benjamins. But then Diddy made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took their publishing and raped them. DMX continued by describing how Damian D. Rock Butler arranged for them to meet, but Diddy decided against signing him because he didn't think DMX was a marketable musician. But, as it turns out, many detractors now think Diddy passed up X because he didn't find him beautiful enough to satisfy his sexual need after it became pretty evident that Diddy had a penchant for guys. The thing I respect about Puff was that he told me to my face, he said, his voice is too rough, he's not marketable. You got to respect that. DMX discussed his admiration for Biggie and how Biggie taught him to enjoy a grin in the same interview. I never saw Biggie smile until after he died. It was in the Hypnotized video, said DMX. When I saw it, I was like, wow, he was really enjoying his life, and it got taken away from him. It was then that I cherished a smile. Biggie reportedly disclosed that he had been sexually abused by Diddy during their meeting. One too many people who were close to them at the time have claimed that Diddy mistreated possibly one of his best musicians ever. Therefore, there is definitely some truth to it. Mace, a rapper and former Bad Boy musician, had just released a new song named Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies, in which he openly criticizes Sean Diddy Combs, his former employer and colleague, for his cruel treatment of Biggie Smalls both before and after his murder. Mace attacks Diddy's character while rapping over a mid-tempo beat fueled by horns at 808, citing both his alleged business activities and what is considered to be a lack of support for musicians who were once associated with the Bad Boy label. I'm the ghost of Shine. I speak for every artist never spoke their mind, representing every artist that was left behind. From Craig Mack to G-Dep, I still remember them kids trampled. For every producer you ever stole their sample. He raps, making reference to the notorious City College tragedy from 1991, in which 9 spectators were crushed during a celebrity basketball match Diddy was sponsoring. Mace allegedly accuses Diddy of taking advantage of the late notorious B.I.G.'s children in the new song. I'm not hating on your Billy Worth. Right now, I'm only saying what you really work. You ain't no architect, you just a nigga who know how to market depth. He raps, on March 9, 1997, Biggie was at the pinnacle of the music business when he was slain in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles. His death occurred just a few weeks before the scheduled release of his album Life After Death. his longtime pal and label partner, Mace, have been at odds publicly since at least 2020. Mace then alleged dubious and very unfair business tactics against Diddy on Instagram, following Diddy's moving address at Clive Davis' pre-Grammy dinner, in which he declared that he was now for the artist. The claims surfaced.
Gifts work. Gifts work. He took the watch. They didn't press charges. And we best friends to this day.
Mace continued by claiming that although Diddy had damaged his reputation, he still had to put on a happy face and keep on performing for the benefit of the audience. This relates to what DMX said about Diddy's handling of Biggie in the overall context. Behind closed doors, he would abuse you while expecting you to grin in front of the public. For example, you still got my publishing from 24 years ago in which you gave me $20,000. Which makes me never want to work with you as any artist wouldn't after you know someone is robbing you and tarnishing your name when you don't want to comply with his horrendous business model. Mace lamented. Long-standing allegations that Diddy takes advantage of his musicians were revived in 2021 when he sent an open letter criticizing corporate America for underfunding black media. Even worse, the creator of Bad Boy is rumored to expect sexual favors from every employee of his record company, and Biggie was no exception. Soon after Mace called him out, Q Parker of the R&B group 112 denounced the Bad Boy CEO. In addition to having the same contract as Mace, Q Parker claimed he was also attempting to break it. If you're going to be the face of this black excellence, there are some actions that I'm going to challenge you to make. It's a lot of things out here that you can make right with a lot of people who contributed to your wealth, he said at the time. Together with DMX and Mace, 50 Cent is a well-known figure in the industry who has repeatedly accused Diddy of sexually as well as financially abusing his artists. Uncle 50's pain was primarily caused by Biggie's treatment, a man he holds in high regard. Speaking of Mace, 50 Cent previously claimed that Diddy's demand for $2 million prevented Mace from leaving his Bad Boy contract in 2005 and moving to G-Unit Records. 50 would only spend $1 million. In 2009, Mace was granted a one-year freedom from his contract after interrupting Diddy's interview with Atlanta's V103. Diddy signed his contract in front of the camera when Mace presented it to him. He is currently exerting the same kind of public pressure to regain his publishing after permanently departing the label in 2012. Rappers like Mace are not alone in regretting their time with Bad Boy. Biggie, according to his mother, was too young at the time to understand that Diddy was merely trying to use and manipulate him. In an effort to get liberated from their contract with Bad Boy, the Lox trio of Jadakiss, Styles P, and Chic Louch launched the Free the Lox campaign in 1999. The group believed Diddy wanted singles that would chart high on the Billboard Top 40, and that glossy visuals featuring plenty of flashy outfits didn't fit their brand. They desired to sign with the more challenging Rough Riders label, which had its headquarters in Yonkers and was home to DMX. Diddy finally released them from their contract, but by keeping half of their song published, he continued to have influence over them. When an artist's music is featured in films, television shows, video games, and other commercial endeavors, the person in charge of that artist's publishing makes money. That unresolved issue sparked a heated fight on New York's Hot 97 in 2005, during which Styles said to Diddy, "We only ever recorded money, power, and respect with you. After 10 years, you still own half of our publishing company. You can't justify why you should get half of our publication. You had a number of performers whose careers never went right with you," he further charged. Therefore, without sugarcoating it, Diddy is the financial and sexual predator that he is. These tales can't possibly be made up by many artists, can they? That's all we have to say for now. Until next time, bye.